So my wife said she wanted to have some really juicy ribs fall off the bone. So we're gonna do that today. We're gonna cook on this guy, which is a Masterbuilt charcoal smoker. And it does have an electric fan set up in there so that we're gonna be able to maintain temperatures. Haven't used this. You can see here it was pretty dirty. I cleaned it all up. And this is what it looks like now. Look at that, you can see right through that glass. You sure didn't used to. So we're gonna start it up, fire it up, and throw some baby backs on. Got a couple of fire starters in there. So we're gonna get this going with the charcoal, got some wood chunks on there. It's gonna drop into the bottom here. We're gonna turn this machine on so it'll maintain the temperature, season up our ribs, and get ready to go. So we're gonna hit this with some honey hog from Meat Church. Don't really need to remove the membrane, so just a score on there will allow smoke and everything else to penetrate. Flip those fellas over. And we're gonna hit the other side of these. We're gonna go bone side down. Look at that, that looks pretty good. So we're just gonna give a few minutes for those to hang out and sweat out a little bit while we wait for that charcoal to come up to heat, load it up in the bottom. It'll take a few minutes for this to come up to heat. So we might as well just take these fellas. We're gonna put them in the top rack here. And then when this comes up to a nice ashed over, looks like we're getting pretty close. So just gonna give them a few more minutes, and then we're gonna toss them into the bottom here, set the temperature on it, and let them go. Next up, we're gonna button this fella up. Lock that fella closed. And also the same with the top. I'm pretty impressed by a few of the features of this. One is that when I open up the either of the doors, it turns off the fan. So that way you're not trying to blow a bunch of air through while that's open. But I definitely see a lot of gaps in here. Losing smoke in there. And along this side also. So we'll take a look at that. This is where the vent is in this one, right out the back. I'm maybe gonna take a look at putting a chimney on the top here, and that might be a good little modification for it. But here we are in the snow, just doing some ribs. Gotta say, I am pretty impressed by this smoker. It has held temperatures really well. I set this at 250 degrees, and you can see right there, we're running 245 right now. So this has been doing a wonderful job for us. Let's take a look inside, see what those ribs look like. There's a bunch of steam. That's better. Look at that, some good color on there. Those look like some wonderful ribs. We're gonna take them out, we're gonna wrap them up in some aluminum foil and add a little bit of barbecue sauce on there and also some apple juice. These are gonna be face down for about the next hour or so. We added a little bottle of apple juice in there, and also we've got some barbecue sauce down in the bottom. And we've got these face down. They're gonna be wrapped up and go back in the smoker to finish them off. Okay, it's the moment of truth here. We have had these things running for quite a bit of the day. Yeah, what we actually did was we had an event this evening, so I turned this down to about 200 degrees and just let them go for the past 2.5 hours, where we went to a sip and paint event. So they held out. It's about 189 degrees for the temperature on the smoker, which I think is good. And we're gonna pull these fellows off and see what they look like. All right, so we're done with these, and I think they are looking fantastic. We definitely have these with a lot of juice in them, so we're gonna pull these out, cut them up, and give them a taste test. I am hoping that these are as juicy as they look. The moment of truth. Right here. Let's take a look at that smoke ring. I think we did a pretty good job on the smoke ring. And we're gonna take the first bite and see what we think. Definitely juicy. Super tender. This is wonderful. This worked out well. So the challenge for my wife was make me some really juicy ribs. And I think we've accomplished this. We used a charcoal-based smoker to be able to do this, and never used that smoker before. Put these in for a few hours, and then wrapped them up after we hit about 170 degrees and let them go for a period of time. Actually, we turned it down to about 200 degrees. Now it's a little bit late, we're hungry, we're gonna try these, and I think they taste great. And if you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button, it's free to do and it really helps YouTube know that this is beneficial. Hit the like button, give me some comments, and as always, figure out what you're gonna cook in your backyard this weekend. And thanks for watching.